Our thanks to Dick Enberg in Houston with Doug Collins and Isaiah Thomas. This is Bob Costas. Just about time for tip-off between the Bulls and the Rockets. Michael Jordan and company have won 11 in a row. He scored 41 in their most recent victory Friday night at home against Minnesota. They've also won 10 of their last 11 road games. They're without Luke Longley. His knee continues to bother him on the injured list, and Tony Kukoc with a sore foot is also out. So Pippen and Rodman are the forwards. Wennington starts at center with Harper and Jordan in the backcourt. Barkley, Olajuwon, and Drexler are all healthy, at least relatively speaking, for tonight's game for the Rockets. But these days, Barkley does not start. He comes off the bench. Clyde Drexler with only 8 regular season games remaining, and then perhaps only a handful in the playoffs, since the Rockets will enter it likely as the 7th or 8th seed. And then he moves on to his alma mater, the Houston Cougars, to become their head coach. As promised, we'll go back to Dick Enberg, and he'll wrap up the golf a bit later. Meanwhile, we're underway in Houston, and Scottie Pippen saves it in, but into the arms of Clyde Drexler. Drexler, who leads them in scoring at 18 a game. Kevin Willis from the foul line. Willis played especially well at center while Olajuwon missed more than 30 games. Then they moved him to forward when the dream came back.
Bob, I think it's vitally important for Houston to get off a great start today. They've got the crowd into the game. They need to capitalize on that and not lose this crowd and try to win them back.
Harper fouled off the Jordan pass. The Bulls are playing before their 262nd consecutive sellout crowd, home and away. In fact, their string of home sellouts is over 500. And along the way to winning championships, they've also set attendance records. Most recently, 62,000 plus, a bit more than a week ago at the Georgia for a game against the Hawks. Olajuwon rejects it. Bulls ball from the side.
That's what they depend on Olajuwon for. He's a defensive stopper. He shuts down the basket, he closes down the lane, and when penetration comes, he sends it out of there.
Here's Wennington starting for Longley. Pippen's jumper is long. And Drexler wins the battle for the loose ball. Ellie always a three-point threat, as is Maloney. Three-pointers a big part of Houston's game when they're on. But they lose it, and on the turnover, back comes Chicago. Jordan's first shot is there.
This is where the Bulls must strike against Houston. They have the speed, they have the quickness. They do not want to make it a half-court game. Take advantage of every opportunity they can before Olajuwon gets down the floor to anchor their defense.
Out of bounds to Houston. Michael Jordan is averaging 28.5. Shaq had 35 today for the Lakers in an overtime win at Detroit. His season average is now at 27.8. It's not out of the question that Shaquille O'Neal could overtake Michael Jordan for the scoring title. Maloney for 3. He once made 8 of them in a playoff game against Seattle.
Bob, you'll see Houston wear out the left side of the court today. Most of their players will be ran on the left side of the court, either for a three-point shot or a dump into the post.
Rodman to Jordan. Baseline jumper is short. Olajuwon has it stolen from behind by Harper. Harper's leaning jumper comes up short, and Olajuwon clears it.
One of the things to watch for, the Bulls have historically shot very poorly in this building. They're 2-17 here, and they have not shot the ball well. They have not gotten off to a great start today.
1 of 5 from the floor thus far. Drexler for 3. Willis tried to tip it home, but Jordan is there. The Rockets have lost 5 in a row, and they've looked bad doing it. They're down to 500 at 37-37. Pippen. Ellie with Drexler ahead of him. Leads him, but not quite well enough. Harper, stutter steps and travels.
Now what Chicago has come out and tried to do early in the game is get a lot of ball movement to take the fans out of the game, move the defense around, and kind of take a little energy out of the Rockets.
Houston lost at home to Golden State Thursday by 20 the next night in Atlanta. They were crushed recently at Miami and at Orlando. Rodman pulls in the miss. Comfortably in front in the rebounding battle, better than 15 a game. He'll win the title for the 7th time in his career.
Bill Winnington must look for his outside shot. Olajuwon's going to roam defensively. The strength of Winnington's game is making some open shots. That's the one he's going to have to make right there.
As you said. 5-4 Houston. Olajuwon screening from Maloney. Now he gets it back and hits a 17-footer.
Now Olajuwon will be able to take Winnington on the outside, put the ball on the floor and go up and get a shot. He'll be able to put him down on the post also, but he'll probably want to take him out on the outside and get that 15-footer.
Pippen in traffic, thought he was fouled, no call. Misses the jumper, and as Rodman battles for the rebound, a whistle from Joe DeRosa working today's game with Bennett Salvatore and Jim Kinsey. Drexler's first.
This is second team foul.
Michael, what a move!
Wow. Throws him on the pick and roll, stutter step. Houston has a hard time playing the pick and roll. Olajuwon don't like to come out. And Jordan is able to turn the corner and freeze the defender and go in for the easy dunk.
Winnington trying to defend Olajuwon. One of his assortment of moves, but the shot isn't there for him.
Now, one of the things the Rockets don't do is offensive rebound very well, Bob. What they do is they space the floor, depend on three-point shooting. But if you miss the shot, very rarely do they get an offensive rebound. That could hurt them today against the Bulls. They need to get some multiple opportunities.
Pippen drives on Drexler, then tries to dish to Winnington, but loses it. Back comes Clyde. Nice feed for Willis. Boy, Drexler was all over that sequence.
Houston is very good in transition. When they can get the ball off the glass, get it into the open court, that's what Drexler is the most effective.
It's a good start, though, for Houston. They've defensively done a nice job, and they've got some easy baskets. There's Winnington once again with a little jumper.
And Drexler with another rebound. Pushes it up the floor. The question with Houston always is, though, can they sustain this kind of pace through 4 quarters, given their age? Drexler hits the 3 plus the foul. When we come back, Clyde will be at the line.
Playoff excitement is in the air.
The limited edition Acura Integra Type R. Winner of the 1997 SCCA World Challenge T2 Drivers Championship. Let's just say it has a checkered past. See it now during the Acura Great Performance Sales Event. Acura presents some of the world's most finely tuned instruments. Now playing at the Acura Great Performance Sales Event.
Deposit. Play the Monopoly game at McDonald's and you could win $1 million. Did somebody say McDonald's?
What do you mean I jammed it?
We think NBA Shootout 98 is the closest thing to actually playing in the NBA. And to prove it, we hooked up with Vin Baker.
Oh, dog, I'll buy 2, baby.
Oh, but you got somebody on your tail, don't you? Oh, look at me, it's still me.
Pressure's on, Big Daddy.
From 3-point downtown, and it's good! Yeah! I beat Vin Baker! Bow to the king!
I think you really like the game.
PlayStation.
I can't give up. I can't be denied. I can't get down.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers, because nothing handles your hunger better. Hungry? Why wait?
It took Guy Lafleur 3 scoring titles and 176 stitches to get to the Hall of Fame. It took the Golden Jet Bobby Hull 610 goals and 5 broken noses to get to the Hall of Fame.
And like it only took us 2 beers, eh? Each.
Hey, that's mine.
No way. You too can make it to the special fan section of the Hockey Hall of Fame. Just look for specially marked packages of Molson, the official beer of the Hockey Hall of Fame. Come on, Ace.
This is Dick Enberg back in New Orleans, the English Turn Golf and Country Club. Steve Flesch finishing his work, his third shot at the 18 out of trouble. Flesch, the Kentucky Wildcat, finished second. Nike Louisiana to John Wilson last week, and today his biggest ever payday. Makes birdie here at 18. He finishes second, or par here at 18, and $183,000. And the winner, Lee Westwood, this for birdie at 18. Almost punctuates a tremendous week. Only the third player to shoot all 4 rounds in the 60s at English Turn. 69, 68, 67, and a 69 today. 15 under for the tournament. His first ever win on American soil. Flesch is second. Carter Day, Lowry, and Wiebe share third, and Duffy Waldorf finishes seventh. Now back to Bob Costas in Houston.
Dick, thanks very much. Jeff Sleed of our NBC staff working today's game with Mr. Stats Elliott Kalb lives here in Houston and tells us that this is by far the loudest the crowd has been in this building for any game this year. Even with the Rockets struggling, when the Bulls come to town, any town, it has the feeling of an event. Drexler completes a 4-point play. And the Rockets lead by 7. Ellie trying to guard Jordan. Got a piece of it. And into the arms of Olajuwon. Drexler guarded by Harper. Maloney dumps it back down to the Dream. 4 seconds to shoot. Drexler for 3 again, straight on, and it's long.
See, they got to be able to get that ball into Olajuwon in the post a lot deeper. Maloney has to be able to take that ball to the side and punch it in, so Olajuwon will have Winnington on his back so he can spin to the middle and shoot his little jump hook.
Drexler with Pippen. Winnington open.
See, once again, Olajuwon's going to track that ball, Bob. Wherever it is, he's going to go back there. He's the only shot blocker on this team. Winnington, if he will find the open area, will get a lot of those shots today. He's already 2 for 3 now.
And that's where you have to make the entry pass from.
Drexler, another 3. This one spins out.
Sometimes that three-point line seduces you into taking long shots. Drexler had an easy 15-foot shot there.
This time it was Pippen who was seduced and comes up empty.
See, I think you got to come quick post right now. Let Olajuwon get in there, try to get the ball to him quickly so you have enough time on the clock to play out of the double teams.
Dream into the lane.
Earlier in the season, Olajuwon was having a hard time coming into the middle off that knee injury, off the surgery that he had. He was uncomfortable coming into the middle, but now he's starting to turn into the middle more.
Well, he's missed 33 games. His scoring average down to 16. Winnington again. Hakeem is a career 24-point-a-game scorer, and at his peak, he was around 27, 28. This year, a fraction over 16. All of their big 3, Barkley, Drexler, Olajuwon, significantly down from their career averages. And Olajuwon is fouled by Winnington.
Bob, let's take a look at this play right here. The ball's going to go into Olajuwon, and he's going to come into the middle, and you're going to see the three-point shooters, but you're not going to see any rebounding. So what happens is, if the shot is missed, there's absolutely no opportunity for the offensive rebound. That's one of the strengths of the Rockets shooting the 3. It's also one of the weaknesses if they don't make the shots.
Elliott cranks up a 3. No luck on it. And Winnington has it. Ellie is one of those guys who has seen his three-point percentage really drop off now that they've moved the line back. Pippen fouled. Ellie was a 42% three-point shooter a year ago. This year, only 28. The significance of this game for Chicago. They're a game better than Seattle, a game and a half better than Utah. So every game of the remaining 8, and they play 8 in the last 14 days, and that could be wearying for them. Every one of those games could count.
Every game counts for Chicago. However, I believe Chicago is so confident in their skills that it doesn't matter if they play on the road or at home.
The one thing about having the home court advantage, though, if a team beats you or you beat out on the road, they have to beat you twice in their build. That's very tough to do. So with the Bulls, if you would have to beat them twice in the United Center, that'd be awfully hard because chances are they're going to beat you on the road one time.
Willis, his long turnaround, out of bounds off Pippen. A moment ago, Scotty's basket was his first after 4 misses from the floor. Barkley for the first time. Still a terrific rebounder, but not the scorer he once was, and he's down to about 30 minutes a game.
See, I think he has to be aggressive today and look to score. No more of this passing. I think he has to look to put points on the board.
Eddie Johnson misses upon his entry into the game. Pippen, quick turnaround. And Eddie Johnson will be 39 on May 1st. Scoops up the rebound.
Scottie Pippen just cannot find a jump shot here to start this game. He's had great looks at the basket.
You know, Doug, there are some arenas that you play in that you just can't shoot well in, and this may be one for Scottie where he has a hard time finding the soft spot.
Harper left alone. Cans the 3.
See, that's a big shot for Ron Harper, because when you play the Bulls, if there's one guy out there you must make shots, that's Harper. And now he stepped up. He was 12 for 71 from 3 going into tonight's game, and he hits his first one.
Willis working on Wennington, draws a double team. They swing it to Maloney, 3 seconds to shoot, and Ellie has it shoved back in his face by Pippen, who gets it back to Harper for the swoop to the hoop.
See, I think Maloney's got to take that foul there and not let Scottie Pippen score. When you're struggling and you let a guy get a layup or a dunk, many times that will get you going. I think you've got to make him go to the free throw line and make 2 free throws.
Chicago's on a 9-0 run. Barkley trying to end it. The basket does not count. The foul came before the shot, and will step aside.
Honey, you went out for milk 3 days ago. Come home now.
It's just more fun to drive. The all-new Accord from Honda.
Sometimes you just have to want it more. When more points comes down to more passion. When you'd rather wound your body than your pride. When getting to heaven means going through hell. And either you have it in you, or you don't. Gatorade, is it in you?
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Imagine it.
Do we want to get to the moon or not?
Experience it.
Get the damn doctors up there!
Watch it. From Tom Hanks' Imagine Entertainment and Home Box Office, America's Greatest Adventure, television's biggest miniseries, From the Earth to the Moon.
Got gas? It's Wanda. She's got a Honda. Don't they make cars and motorcycles? Cool lawnmowers, too. Awesome. Honda Harmony 2, overhead cam engine, 6 mowing heights, mulches like nobody's business. Bet they're expensive. Nope, Dad says the Harmony 2 starts at $289. Hey, Wanda, can you borrow your Honda?
You're dreaming.
For a free brochure, call 1-800-426-7701.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Miller Lite, who reminds you that a Miller time can be anything you want as long as it feels good. By Nike and the new Air Zoom TW. And by Honda, vehicles designed to help simplify your life.
Ahmad Rashad back in Houston. Now, last night I had the pleasure of going to dinner with 2 of the best friends in the NBA, Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan. Now, as you can imagine, that the main course was a large helping of trash talk. and Charles saying that there's no way that Michael would beat him today, and Michael going back the other way. But the crowning moment on the whole evening was when Charles finally broke down and said, Michael, in case this is the last time we play against each other, can I have your shoes? Michael said, yes, you can have my shoes. I'll even put number 45 on there. He said, but that's your number. He said, yeah, but that's how many points I'm going to give you tomorrow. So that was the end of that trash talk, Bob.
Actually, Ahmad, I thought the crowning moment was when they stiffed you at the tab. Barkley fouled again. The Bulls lead at 17-15. Steve Kerr has come in for the first time, as has Dickie Simpkins.
You can see what's happened here as the Rockets have rested Olajuwon. Phil Jackson has rested Winnington. Looks like he wants to have those two guys matched up. They have a smaller team on the floor, so he can go with Dickie Simpkins and get by with a smaller team. So I think he'd like to see Winnington as much as he can on the floor against Olajuwon, also for the offensive purpose of being able to make that little jump shot.
The last time the Rockets played the Bulls in January at the United Center, Barkley had 35 points and 14 rebounds. This without Drexler and Olajuwon. They lost 106-100 to the Bulls, as Michael had 45, but it was a great personal duel between the two friends. And we mentioned this earlier. As their careers wind down, so too do their scoring averages.
You know, some people believe that you can't be great friends and compete in this league. I think just the opposite. I think you can be great friends because it makes you compete harder against each other.
Well, you had some classic battles with Magic Johnson when you guys were best friends. I remember you guys went at each other pretty hard in the playoffs that one year.
Yeah, that definitely made us compete harder against each other, although Riley didn't like it because he believed that because of our friendship that Magic was taking it easy on me. But quite the contrary, I think Magic was going harder at me because of our friendship.
After Barkley misses 2 free throws, Jordan is hit with an offensive foul at the other end. Houston looks for the tie, or maybe the lead if Elliott hits this one. And now they're up 18-17.
The double team and the three-point shot.
Michael answers.
See what Jordan is so good at doing, he's so fundamentally sound. He was able to get Ellie on his back early and then spin off him right into the middle and for the easy dunk.
Barkley backing Simpkins down. Then up top to Eddie Johnson. Consecutive threes by Ellie and Johnson.
You can see what's happened, though, as the Bulls have double teamed. It's the three-point line, move the ball out of the double team, back-to-back three-point shots. That's when the Rockets are playing their best offensively.
Jordan gives them a fresh 24 off the Pippen miss. Rodman, Simpkins, he won't take many. And perhaps that's why Pippen follows and can't bank it in. Stolen away by Jordan.
Did you see the presence of mind when Michael stole that ball? Immediately his eyes went to the shot clock to see how much time was left. We got the last possession, he said. I'm going to ice it down here, drive it in here, jump up and shoot it and score.
Trying to tie it, but can't. And Barkley threw an elbow as he gathered in the rebound. So with 1.9 on the clock, the Bulls will have it. Barkley leads the league, actually tied with Karl Malone in a dubious category, 24 technical fouls.
You love the intensity that Houston has come out with. They're a team that was lacking energy. He was looking for the tee, and now he got it.
And he's taken the league lead. Congratulations.
But Barkley told us yesterday, and Clyde referenced to it also, that they didn't come out with a lot of energy. They didn't come out with a lot of passion. They're an older team now that relies on the opponent to get them motivated, and Chicago has brought the motivation for them to play here today.
Barkley just had to cough up 10 grand to the league office for calling official Jack Neese gutless after Neese hit him with a technical in a game a few weeks ago.
You wanted the clock, right?
Kerr, the logical choice to shoot the technical.
See, with Steve Kerr back and Scott Burrell shooting the ball so well, those two pieces are very, very important as the Bulls go into the stretch run here for the playoffs, because if you're going to run off of Michael or Scottie Pippen, those guys can hit you with three-point shots, and it entirely stretches the game for the Chicago Bulls.
They put a half second on the clock. They've got 2.4. Michael beats the buzzer. But the Rockets end the first 12 minutes with a slim lead. Houston 21, Chicago 20. This is the NBA on NBC.
Golf's not hard with Tiger Woods and the Air Zoom TW.
A common problem in golf is the slice. One solution is to play with a gallery. Having women and children to my left and right is a handy reminder that I need to keep my club face square. Now let's see how this tip works for Jill, a 27 handicapper from Logansport. Go get him, Jill. Jill overcompensated for his slice and hooked it. Something we'll be sure to work on next time.
Destined to meet.
We've got 2 aliens running around.
Driven to mate.
The resulting strain of offspring would be unstoppable.
Once they start.
Half human, huh?
We're finished. Species 2, rated R. Starts Friday.
Metal bars, designed to save your butt. Metal bars, designed to save your skin. Introducing the revolutionary Schick Protector, designed with super sharp blades wrapped in ultra-thin safety wires. And a full pivoting head for incredible closeness. There's no safer shave in the world. Hey, safe feels better. Schick Protector, the feel of smart design.
How to speak Australian. Witness Protection Program. Beer. Foster's, Australian for beer.
And now, the Acura Great Performance Sales Event presents the Acura TL performing to Beethoven's Allegro Vivace. Come into the Acura Great Performance Sales Event now. Lease the powerful Acura 2.5 TL for $339 a month at your local Acura dealer.
You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Rudy T's Rockets had just the 6th best record in the West when they won their 2nd consecutive title in '95. They came from the 6th seed to do it, and that sparked talk here that perhaps they could do something similar this time, coming from the 7th or 8th seed. But Olajuwon, Barkley, Drexler, at this point, they're star names, but not night in, night out the same kind of star players they once were. They're still very, very good, but they're past their peak. And even with all 3 of them in the lineup, Houston is 18-13 this year. That is not an overall championship pace.
I think one thing, though, if you ask Rudy, and we talked to him yesterday about it, Bob, he was looking for that ray of sunshine with their defense. Defense is what won championships for them. He said, I'd love to see us start getting teams to 20-point quarters. Well, you know what? First quarter, the Rockets win it 21-20. Excellent defensive quarter. He has to be very pleased with that. Now can they sustain it over a 4-quarter period of time?
And to follow up on that, Doug, when the Rockets hold their opponents to 50% or lower, they're 30-13. But when the opponents shoot 50% or better, they're 7-22.
Kerr with a steal. The second quarter begins with Jordan on the bench. Chicago trailing by 1. Scott Burrell can't change that. And Barkley has the rebound. Here's Brent Price in for the first time.
Rudy T's trying to buy some minutes here with his bench.
Othella Harrington hits with the lefty hook.
He has to really be careful because he doesn't have a team out there that can score a lot of points. So this team must play excellent defense, not let the Bulls hit them with any kind of surge with Michael Jordan resting.
But this is the group, Doug, that has to supply the energy.
Pippen blew the dunk, but a whistle. Eddie Johnson hit with the foul. NBA.com is the best place on the web to follow your favorite team. Log on to NBA.com's Courtside Live for up-to-the-minute shot charts and live box scores from every game in progress. Just one click away at NBA.com. Pippen misses the first.
Scotty really pulled the string on that shot. It looked like he really didn't trust himself. You know, Isaiah, as you talked about, this might be one of those buildings where Scotty has a little bit of a mental block trying to shoot in here.
You know, there's some arenas where you just can't shoot well in. I could never shoot well in Phoenix's arena, but whenever I went to Golden State, it just seems like it was a dark arena, the lighting was perfect, and you can see the rim, and the basket looked like it was the size of a peach basket.
Barkley over Rodman.
No double team that time, straight up in the post, and Charles just muscled Rodman into the basket.
Barkley's first basket. Harper with an off-balance shot, and Barkley there to clear it. Emmanuel Davis pushing it to the front court. Brent Price put up three, way short.
See, that's a terrible shot on the fast break. You got numbers. You got to take it to the basket like that.
And it cost them at the other end as the Bulls had the numbers in transition, and Pippen will have a chance for a three-point play.
Now watch Charles use his strength. He'll muscle in. There's no double team. He gets to bounce the ball 3 or 4 times. And when he's able to get that close to the basket, you're not going to be able to stop him. Now you watch Pippen on the break. They spread the lanes. They run the lanes wide. And he's able to take it right to the basket. That's what Houston should have did on their last fast break.
See, again, though, Emmanuel Davis ran right by Scottie Pippen. Emmanuel Davis is not going to get in foul trouble. He's going to play 5 or 6 minutes. Take the hard foul, make him make a couple free throws. Don't let the guy lay the ball in the basket. Scottie Pippen's got 3 hoops, one of them on a dunk and the other one on a layup.
Randy Brown in now for the first time off Phil Jackson's bench. And a jump ball was called by Bennett Salvatore.
Harrington just got careless that time with the basketball. He's looking for the cutter and Eddie Johnson. Eddie got held up on the cut and he got careless and got tied up.
Pippen, Rodman, Burrell, Kerr, and Brown on the floor now for the Bulls. Pippen against Drexler, out of bounds to Chicago. Drexler has just checked back in. He joins Barkley, Johnson, Price, and Harrington. And now a fella Harrington will leave, and Akeem Olajuwon returns.
Let's see how long Phil Jackson will allow Dickie Simpkins to play against Olajuwon, or if he'll match back with Bill Winnington.
Dickie Simpkins.
That's a great show and go. That's something that a lot of players don't use anymore. A lot of players just take that shot. Dickie gave him the up fake and was able to get right to the basket.
That's one of those things, though. Know your personnel. Don't run it Dickie Simpkins. Make him shoot a jumper.
Eddie Johnson. Kerr chases the rebound to the corner. Johnson playing with a bone chip in his elbow, his right elbow. He says that at times it's caused him to alter his shot.
Well, he's taken enough shots in his life to have a bone chip.
Just wearing it out. And Terrell misses a 3.
See, they have a fast break and they bring it up the side of the court. You got to take that ball to the middle of the court where you have options.
The option in this case was a Drexler 3. He had all kinds of time to line it up.
See, when you keep the ball in the middle of the floor, you have the chance to use the left side and the right side of the court. As a guard, you can't bring that ball up the right side or the left side. You got to keep it in the middle of the floor.
Simpkins feeling frisky. He's 1 for 3.
So that's what you have to do. You have to make him shoot the ball.
Barkley's rebound was his 6th. Johnson with a mismatch against Brown, who fouled him. Eddie Johnson at the line when we come back. 8:35 to play in the first half.
Knicks Heat, then Rocket Sonics, next Sunday on NBC.
It's tough country out there. Danger lurks at every turn. Ride high in the Ford Explorer. 'Cause a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. A Ford Explorer.
He had the most beautiful swing. It was like nothing I had ever seen before.
He would practice all the time. Broke every window in the neighborhood.
He went on to do things with physics I didn't think possible.
When you're using an American Express card, nothing's out of bounds. Boundaries are for golf, not life.
It's Michael Johnson. It's fast but loud.
I'll be right back.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Mountain Dew, who reminds you to do the do. By American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. And by Ford Explorer. Explorer, built Ford tough.
Jordan returns as the Bulls break their huddle, trailing 28-25, and Eddie Johnson will be at the line. Johnson, as we mentioned, will be 39 on May 1st. Mario Elie is 34. Willis, Drexler, Barkley, and Olajuwon all 35. They've got a bunch of guys who were around when Naismith hung the peach basket. Next Sunday, the NBA on NBC continues. Another doubleheader. It begins at 12:30 Eastern Time with Showtime. In Game 1, it's the Knicks against Pat Riley's Heat. And in the second half, Charles, Hakeem, and the Rockets taking on Gary Payton and the Western Conference leading Supersonics. A doubleheader beginning at 12:30 Eastern next Sunday on NBC.
As you see Michael Jordan come back into the game, Scotty gets his first rest. And one thing Phil Jackson has always done is make sure he's got either Michael or Scotty on the floor at all times. Very rarely do both those guys rest at the same time. They have to anchor that unit that they're out there with.
Jordan over Drexler.
Now that's one of the battles that Jordan takes personally. He and Clyde, they love to battle each other. They've been 1 and 2 in the league as the best shooting guards for a long time. And when he sees Drexler, when Drexler sees him, both their eyes light up.
The pass for Olajuwon too heavy. And on the turnover, Jordan comes back. Pull up, and he's got 10.
Drexler has to answer the challenge right now.
Mario Elie covered Michael the entire first quarter. Drexler's got it now, and Rudy T wants a 20. The Rockets lead it 30-29 with 7:41 to play. And now they change their minds and make it a full timeout, leaving us an opportunity to show you these important messages.
Got your Bud Light, you can't hit my friend. Let's go. I'm thirsty.
For the great taste that will fill you up and never let you down.
Looks like you're buying.
Make it a Bud Light.
Coach is calling for the Heat.
The baddest team in baseball is back. Their fielding is flaky. Their base running is bizarre.
What's he doing?
And their pitching is off the wall. Major League back to the minors. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, April 17th.
This is a flat tire, and so is this. Goodyear Aqua Steel Run Flat. Even with no air pressure, you can drive up to 50 miles to safety. New Aqua Steel Run Flat, only from Goodyear.
Goodyear, Goodyear.
Let me tell you a little love story. Happened at this wedding. Groom's buddies all sneak out and do the usual number on the groom's car, right? And there it was, the most perfect black Ford Mustang known to man. So right when Mr. Shaving Cream's about to pull the trigger...
I can't do it, man. What? Just can't do it.
I mean, it's a Mustang. It'd be like defacing a national monument or something. Ford Mustang, built to last.
Over half of American kids are not active on a regular basis, but there are lots of fun ways to get fit.
You can double dutch. Play with your dog. Jump higher. Make a move. Juggle, or at least try to.
The more active you are, better you'll feel. Play fit, stay fit.
Dateline Sunday. It was the quest of a lifetime, a search for a mountain touched by God and a fortune in buried gold. But did they uncover something even more incredible? Dateline tonight.
As the teams went to their benches a moment ago, here's Charles Barkley with a little love tap for Michael Jordan. You remember, Zeke, they were going at it that way in January at the United Center, jawing and bumping the entire game.
I think that's great when two guys can play that hard against each other and compete and still come out and have fun. That's what the game is all about, and they display their love for it every time they play against each other.
Barkley, short over Rodman. Charles more or less had his own way with Rodman guarding him in that game earlier this season, scoring 35.
Again, one shot and done. No offensive rebounds, no second shot opportunities.
And Price has the loose ball. Pulls up and misses short. Olajuwon with the bounce to Barkley, who try to follow it and can't. Loose ball to Burrell. And finally a whistle as he's fouled by Price.
See, that's just terrible guard play by Brent Price.
Twice now he's come down and taken quick threes on little break opportunities and been short on both shots. See Winnington back in the ball game. Let's see if he stretches Olajuwon, pulls him out to open up that middle.
Winnington misses an easy one in the lane. Drexler and Barkley thinks it should still belong to Houston, and he's right.
Drexler came down and he tried to answer the challenge, but Jordan is so tough defensively that he shuts you down there also.
Olajuwon.
What I was just going to say is they can't forget about Olajuwon. He's only taken 4 shots. He's 3 for 4. And if Winnington's going to score on the other end, they've got to go through Olajuwon, either get the double team or let him try to create in there on his own. But they cannot forget about Olajuwon catching the ball. He's a central figure in their offense.
Winnington with the miss. Rodman chases it down. His 5th rebound. Rodman with a jumper. And Drexler is alone on the glass. Ellie with that set shot through.
Inside, outside.
Almost half the shots the Rockets have taken in this first half have been 3-point attempts.
If they'll go through Olajuwon, though, Bob, he'll create opportunities because the Bulls have to double team him. With Longley not here, there's no one that can play him straight up.
And you're watching the NBA on NBC.
The other day, Karen had to hurry to a surprise birthday party.
Honey, the doctor's on her way. Almost there.
So Karen didn't need any surprises from her car.
Just breathe. We need you to breathe easy.
Ford Taurus has millions of real-life miles behind it, and a reliable door-tech engine in it.
The doctor's here. The doctor's here. I hear someone's in a hurry.
And I know 2 people. Make that 3 people. And we're sure glad that she bought this car. Ford Taurus. It's built to last.
How to speak Australian.
Oi!
Wake up call. Beer. Foster's, Australian for beer.
How do you get this equipment to these troops when there's a river between them? Build a bridge. Problem solving. You need it now in college. Learn it now in the Army Reserve.
Be all that you can be.
It can put some people in a trance. And when the wind's just right, it can bring others back to life. It can draw strangers a little closer and make time stand still. It can make men tender and loving and even tame the most savage beast. How is this possible? Beef, it's what you want.
I'm Hannah Storm in New York. Coming up on the Prudential Halftime Report, we'll bring you all the scores and highlights from a busy, competitive day in the NBA. That includes a key game between Orlando and Washington as they battle for the 8th and final playoff spot in the East. We will also update you on the playoff races and hear from John Sally and Peter Vesey. Right now in Houston, the Rockets lead the Bulls by 6 as we send you back to Bob Costas, Doug Collins, Isaiah Thomas, and Ahmad Rashad.
Hannah, thank you. Speaking of the playoffs, realistically, how much trouble can Houston make for the likes of Seattle, Utah, or maybe the Lakers?
I think Houston will have a hard time.
Winnington from Jordan.
I think mentally they believe that they can turn it on once they get to the playoffs. But if you don't do it throughout the course of the regular season, it's very hard to turn it on through the course of the playoffs. And I think if they meet Utah or Seattle, they're out, 3-0 or 4-1 or 3-1.
Olajuwon with a variety of moves on Wennington at the other end.
Last 3 possessions, they've gone to Olajuwon. He's gotten him a 3-point hoop, and he scored.
Ellie is back on Jordan defensively. He had better success than Drexler did. Wennington from Pippen. It's obvious that Phil Jackson has told Wennington, if there's a shot there, I want you to take it. Don't hesitate.
Well, every time that he has one of those shots, you see Olajuwon is back, either going to help on Pippen or help on Jordan in the post. He's going to be wide open, Bob. That's a matchup that they're going to, and he's hitting that little shot.
Rockets by 4. Out of bounds to Chicago. Suppose Longley is somehow hobbled early in the playoffs. What kind of problems does that pose for the Bulls?
Well, I believe their bench is very weak when you get to their big people. They weren't able to secure Brian Williams like they did last year. Once you get past Dennis Rodman and Longley, they don't really have the type of big people that you need to advance far into the playoffs. The chess game here right now, if you're Brent Price, you got to put the ball in Olajuwon's hand so you can get Wennington off the floor, which will bring in a Dickie Simpkins, who don't necessarily have the outside shot that Wennington has.
Drexler tripped Pippen and picked up his 3rd foul, so he sits down. Eddie Johnson back in. To this point, Wennington has outscored Olajuwon 10-8. Jordan with the turnaround. And Michael has a dozen. Rockets lead, trimmed to a basket. Back to 4. As Hakeem breaks into double figures with that basket.
Now, why that play was so successful, Eddie Johnson was able to get the ball to Hakeem in the scoring position.
Jordan misses. Barkley and Rodman battle for the rebound. Charles has it, saving it into Hakeem. A whistle and a foul on Wennington trying to defend Hakeem.
Let's take a look at this play. The double team, and then Michael kicks it back out. He forces Barkley to get back out of the double team and then throw the ball right back into him. Isaiah, if you're going to double team the post, you cannot let the ball come back to the passer because that guy has to get out of the double team. Now when it goes back in, the double team cannot get there, and Michael punished him in the post. You cannot let that ball come back out to the passer.
How about Jordan being smart enough to kick it out and then repost and get a little deeper?
Olajuwon. Barkley follows, but the foul is on Barkley.
See, if I'm Olajuwon right now, I am so disappointed at the passes that I'm getting inside the post. Eddie Johnson was the only one to make a nice pass to him. Everyone else who passes into, see, look how far they pull him off the post. They pull him way out there where he has to turn around and take a shot. You got to be able to put that ball inside where Olajuwon can use his moves in the 3 to 5 foot area. You can't throw him the ball and pull him off the post into the 10-foot area.
So with the Bulls down by 4, Lubara Dickie Simpkins hits the first of 2.
Bob, this last 3:13 is where the Bulls are the best team in the league at making that surge at the end of the half, where you control the entire half, and they hit you with about a 3-minute little spurt and go in with the lead. Let's see if they can do that today. If they do, they'll crush the spirits of Houston, because Houston has outplayed them up to this point in time.
Willis is back in for Barkley. Kerr going for the steal, but Price protects it. An illegal defense call against Chicago. Just a warning. No shots until you're hit with your second during the course of the game.
Obviously, you cannot double team the post unless the player has the ball. That time, Dennis Rodman went down and got to Olajuwon before the pass was made.
Ellie from Olajuwon misses the three.
Olajuwon can be more active with this group because Dickie Simpkins will not shoot the jump shot.
He will try to drive, however, and he draws the foul.
Foul on number 34 for Olajuwon. That's his first.
Now tonight, after the game, it's Dateline, then Cindy Crawford and William Baldwin star in a non-stop thrill ride, it says here, the network television premiere of Fair Game. 9 Eastern and Pacific, 8 Central, NBC tonight. The foul was on Olajuwon, his first.
You know, Dickie Simpkins is a very popular guy with the Bulls. When he came back, they took out of the newspaper a picture of Michael Jordan, and they posted Dickie Simpkins' head on top of it in the locker. So when he came back, everyone made fun of him. But they love having him around because he's one of the guys who tells a lot of jokes, keep the locker room light, keep the bus light, and that plane ride light.
On the Houston turnover, it's in Jordan's hands, and Chicago has a chance to take the lead.
That's the first time the Bulls have shown any kind of upcourt pressure, and they forced a turnover.
Michael with 14, and Chicago in front 40-39.
You see Olajuwon had him deep there, and the pass came up top and pulled him right out of position.
Rodman tangled up with Olajuwon. We mentioned earlier that Barkley had picked up his 25th technical foul, tops in the league. Rodman barely shows up on the league leaders with 13. Relatively speaking, he's been a very well-behaved lad this year.
You see how the pass pulled Olajuwon out of position, which forces him to try to get into the lane. Rodman reaches in and takes him down and won't let him get the shot off. Now, some people may say that he made a little bit too much contact. However, Doug, the way we were taught, you never let a guy completely get the shot off. You take him down and don't let him get a three-point play, and you send him to the line for 2.
Houston by 1 again. Doug, what do you think happens if the best Houston team, maybe the one with Drexler that won in '95, swept Orlando in the finals, if that team with Olajuwon at his best, a dominant center, meets this year's Chicago team in the final?
Well, that's hard to say, Bob. I think the one thing that Houston is always fighting is I feel like they have 2 asterisks besides the championships they won, because Michael wasn't at full speed in one and didn't play in the other. So I would like to see that. I'd like to see these 2 teams play. That would be terrific.
Of the 5 championships the Bulls have won, they never met a team in the finals that had a dominant center. Ellie back the other way. And they throw it away as Price can't latch onto it.
You got to make the simple play against Chicago. 2-hand pass, get the ball over to Price. You had Willis running strong to the post. You've got to get good shot opportunities against this team, especially before their defense can get back. The Bulls are, I think, the best half-court defensive team in the NBA.
They're so good defensively half-court because they're all interchangeable. They're so long.
And Mario Elie goes tumbling over Rockets owner Les Alexander and checks with more concern than usual as to the condition of the fan. Hello, Mr. Alexander. Now about that renegotiation. Jordan. And Elie picks it up.
Now he has him deep. That's where you got to get the ball to him. Right there. Eddie Johnson has been the only guy to make 2 good entry passes to Olajuwon to give him a scoring pass. Everyone else has thrown it up top and pulled him out of position.
Olajuwon ties Jordan for game high with 14, but not for long.
They're in a 2-for-1 situation. Let's see if they get a quick shot up here. It's going to be a 20-second timeout.
20-second timeout, Rockets.
Let's watch 2 of the best ever. Olajuwon's last hoop, and then Michael.
See, the most important thing here is the feed. He seals him, gives him the target. Eddie Johnson puts it right into his right hand where he can wheel into the middle. Jordan on the other end, watch the fake. He'll give him the fake, turn and the fade, and the elevation. These two have been battling for a long time. Two of the 50 greatest to ever play. Olajuwon, the dominant center in all era. Jordan, the dominant player in all era.
These are not all Chicago-Houston meetings during their careers. It's only when Olajuwon has been able to play. Jordan, in addition to everything else, is a tremendous Iron Man. He hasn't missed a single game since he came back from baseball.
That's what's amazing about Michael Jordan is his stamina and his energy. You know, the guy has an engine that never quits, it never dies.
I don't think people realize how powerfully built he is and how strong he is. He can just shed people with his upper body strength.
Eddie Johnson has it blocked by Scottie Pippen.
Throw it inside to Olajuwon.
Only 4 on the shot clock.
Please.
Instead, out top to Willis. You don't want Willis shooting a 3. You do want Olajuwon fouling. Some contact. He pleads for the foul. Doesn't get it. But at the other end, there's a whistle.
See, Dickie Simpkins took advantage of the fact that that time Hakeem Olajuwon was upset. He thought he was fouled. He did not run back down defensively. So the Bulls had a 5-on-4 break. Dickie Simpkins ran right to the basket, got the pass. You see Hakeem here. He felt like he was fouled on the arm right that time by Scottie Pippen, which I think he probably was. But regardless of that, you've got to run back on defense. You cannot stand and talk to the official.
Phil Jackson has gotten good contributions from Dickie Simpkins, who's at the line, and especially from Bill Wennington in this first half.
Now, that's one of the things about the Chicago Bulls, and it's been their history where they have been able to take players and surround Scottie Pippen and Michael or Horace Grant or Rodman or whoever it might be, and those players' games are elevated because of the greatness of those other players. Those players go to another team and they don't do anything, and you say, what happened? I thought this guy could play. But that's what great players do.
Last 3 seconds. Ellie from midcourt. And Chicago takes a 1-point lead into halftime. Stay tuned for the Prudential halftime report after these messages.
You know, I thought every deodorant worked the same. Till I tried longer lasting high endurance from Old Spice. Nothing stronger at stopping odor longer. If you do this or this, you're gonna sweat. But high endurance will help you stop odor better than any other deodorant. It has a 24-hour formula that evaporates less quickly, so it lasts longer. Guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. Take the challenge, because this is more than the best deodorant. It's the high endurance of deodorants. And give this Pure Sports scent a shot.
Deposit. Play the Monopoly game at McDonald's and you could win $1 million. Did somebody say McDonald's?
What do you mean I jammed it?
Golf's not hard with Tiger Woods and the Air Zoom TW.
Today, basic tips on hitting the 300-yard fairway bunker shot. First, hit the ball 300 yards. Second, don't hit the ball more than 300 yards. If necessary, take a 3/4 swing. Third, hit the flagstick. This will leave you a very makeable eagle putt.
Next week, basic tips on difficult shots.
Now on video, Yuli's Gold is one of the year's best films. Beautiful and heartfelt. A triumph. Award winner Peter Fonda gives the performance of his career. Yuli's Gold. Rent it only on video.
These guys, Ray and Charlie, they're always betting each other.
So do you believe me or not?
No. So Ray bets Charlie he can pull an 8,000-ton ship. You got a bet. With a pickup. What Charlie didn't bet on was Ray's pickup, the tough new Ford Super Duty F-Series with the most powerful diesel engine of any pickup on Earth. Wonder what old Charlie had to do for losing that bet. Word to the wise, never bet against an F-Series. It's built Ford tough.
This is the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential, bringing strength and stability to America's families through insurance, healthcare, real estate, and financial services.
It's halftime in Houston with the Bulls leading the Rockets 44-43 despite being shorthanded. Chicago with the lead on the road. Michael Jordan 16 points. Hakeem Olajuwon leads the Rockets with 14 points and 8 rebounds. Hi everybody, Hannah Storm along with John Spider Sally and Peter Vesey will get their playoff thoughts in just a few moments. But first, the NBA scoreboard, starting with a game seen earlier here on NBC. The Lakers and Pistons from the Palace of Auburn Hills. They took it into overtime. But early, with the Lakers behind, teammates Rick Fox and Eddie Jones were bickering. Grant Hill, playing with a sore back, nonetheless posted his 27th career triple-double. 18 points, 16 rebounds, and 12 assists. But the Lakers came back from a 16-point deficit at halftime. Jones, driving for 2, gets the foul. Three-point play ties the game up. They go into overtime. Shaquille O'Neal puts back the Jones miss to give the Lakers the 1-point lead. Shaq finished with a game-high 35. Then it's Kobe Bryant's turn. The beautiful pass to Jones to seal the Lakers' comeback victory. The final 105-103 as the Lakers complete their 4-game road trip at 4-0. The Pistons have lost 6 straight, virtually out of the playoff contention. Orlando and Washington, however, fighting for that final playoff spot in the East. And a big day for Rod Strickland, who finished with a triple-double. 21 points, 13 assists, 11 rebounds. The Wizards up by 8 with a minute and a half left. Then the Magic came back, scoring the next 6 points. Nick Anderson from downtown with 29 seconds left. Final seconds, Washington by 3. Derek Harper for the tie. Way off as Chuck Daly's squad loses a tough one, 88-85. The Magic have lost 3 in a row fighting for that final playoff spot. The Wizards have won 2 straight. Milwaukee visiting Indiana. The Pacers still without center Rick Smits, missing his 5th straight game with sore feet. Under 3 minutes left, 4th quarter. Antonio Davis, a strong move for the layup, caps a 10-2 run by the Pacers. And just over a minute left, Indiana by 1. Chris Mullin pulls up, hits the open jumper. Pacers lead it 93-90. Final seconds, Bucks trail by 1. Michael Curry gets a good look from 15 feet. But Curry's off the mark. The Pacers tie a franchise record with their 52nd win of the season. The final 93-92. Another tight game, Minnesota at Atlanta. Hawks coach Lenny Wilkins without Steve Smith today, out with a sore right knee. Minnesota came back after trailing by 10 in the 4th. Sam Mitchell hits the jumper. The T-Wolves within 3 with 3 minutes left. Then 19 seconds to go. Stephon Marbury, nice move down the lane, gives the T-Wolves a 1-point lead. And the Hawks have one last chance to win it. Dikembe Mutombo tries to hook one over Kevin Garnett, but it falls short. The Timberwolves hang on and win it. Another 1-point final, 97-96. Sam Mitchell led Minnesota with 22 points. And the Clippers at Cleveland, Bill Fitch's Clips fell behind the Cavaliers 12-0 and then rallied in the second quarter. Lamont Murray, 23 points on the afternoon as the Clips led by 10 at the break. In the 4th quarter with the score tied at 85, Sean Kemp, back from the 1-game suspension, spins his way to the basket, gets the bucket and the foul. Kemp with 10 of his 25 points coming in the 4th quarter. The Cavaliers win it 94-93. They have now won 10 of their last 12 games. The competition heating up. So far today, no game decided by more than 3 points. The regular season ends 2 weeks from today. Never too soon to take a look at the playoff races as they are shaping up. And if the playoffs started today in the Eastern Conference, here's a look at the way things would be. Charlotte and Atlanta, the 4-5 matchup, perhaps the most intriguing in the first round, Peter.
Well, the Hawks started the season as the NBA's hottest team, winning 11 straight, and the Hornets have been one of the hottest teams over the last month. And for the Hornets to go anywhere worthwhile in the playoffs, Glenn Rice is going to have to be the one to expand his game. He's got to be more like Mike. He's got to go to the offensive boards. He's got to assume the defensive position. And, Hannah, he's got to be much more than just an outside shooting all-star.
Meanwhile, the most emotional matchup in the first round has got to be that between the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat after last year's brawl in the Eastern Conference semis.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be on the Miami Heat right now. For one, your front liners are banged up. 2, you have no Ike Austin. And 3, the Knicks are out for blood and something to prove because of last year.
And perhaps, just perhaps, Patrick Ewing coming back for the playoffs as well. Meanwhile, the race for the 8th and final spot in the East is going down to the wire. The Wizards beat the Magic today, as you just saw moments ago, and they pulled within a half a game of the Nets. The Nets have a tough schedule down the stretch, though. 5 of their last 8 are on the road. In the Western Conference, if the playoffs started today, here's a look at that picture. The Houston Rockets and the Seattle Sonics set to meet in the first round. Houston, a veteran team. They have folks on that team that have won championships. In a 5-game series, could they be dangerous, John?
They can be. I would say Seattle was used to being a team that falls apart during the playoffs, and Houston is known as the team that steps up during the playoffs. This being Clyde Drexler's last year before he goes on to become the coach of Houston, I think they're going to do one, or win one for the Gipper.
Win one for the glide.
Win one for the Gipper.
Meanwhile, the Spurs and the Suns, Notre Dame reference there. The Spurs and the Suns, the 4-5 matchup, and the Suns, despite the fact that they're a small team, managed to beat San Antonio 3 out of 4 this season.
That's right. In 2 of those 3 losses, David Robinson averaged 12.5 and shot 30%, and he didn't play the other game that they lost. So for them to go further than the first round, David Robinson has got to step it up. For all the success that he's had throughout his career, he's only taken the Spurs past the second round once.
Tight race for the best record also overall in the NBA. And right now, the Chicago Bulls lead that by a game over the Sonics. Should it come down to this, they do own the tiebreaker against Seattle, but they do not against the Utah Jazz. The Bulls are 0-2 against Utah this season. Bulls, when you look at the winning percentage of remaining opponents, figure to have the toughest schedule down the stretch, their toughest game being a home game against Indiana a week from tomorrow. What about Utah?
The Jazz also have a real tough schedule. They finish in Phoenix and against the Lakers, so the team that's fighting for the overall best record, but also the best record in the West. Very difficult way to finish.
Finish out on the road like that. And when we return, we'll talk about the first half in Houston between the Bulls and Rockets. But first, a message from Prudential and a word from the NBA.
Many people think value investing is buying cheap stocks. That's not right. Value investing is buying inexpensive stocks that are inexpensive for the wrong reason. Oftentimes, companies are very good at their businesses. They don't have to sell new stock. They don't have to sell new bonds. So they don't get a lot of research focus from Wall Street. At the Prudential Small Company Value Fund, we can do the homework that other people won't do, and we can find the great opportunities to make money for our shareholders.
I'm a victim of child abuse. My life has been ruined because someone abused me very badly. Every day I fight to survive the flashbacks and nightmares. The effects are devastating, and for me, it's lasted my whole life. I suffer because I can't trust anyone. I want to fight back. I want people to know it's wrong to abuse children.
Welcome back. At halftime, the Bulls leading the Rockets 44-43, despite the fact that Tony Kukoc has been placed on the injured list. Luke Longley not with the team. He's injured. Don't know when he'll be back, but they keep winning.
That's right, because the Bulls can always go to the bench. Today, Dickie Simpkins got the call, and he knows the triangle offense. He knows the defensive principles, and when you do that, you always play for the Bulls.
Well, if he can talk about an anonymous player, I can talk about an obscure player also. Bill Wennington, 5 for 8 in the first half. You've got to go back 37 games for the last time he took more than 8 shots. And, Hannah, here's a stat you've got to know. They're 2-0, the Bulls, when he takes 8 or more shots.
He's only started 3 games this season.
Yeah, there's that, too.
How about another stat for you? Bulls have had their ideal starting lineup, the one they wanted to play with all season, for only 15 games, and here they have the best record in the NBA. A reminder about our NBA coverage next Sunday. It tips off at 12:30 Eastern with Showtime. Game 1 of our doubleheader is New York at Miami, and then the Rockets are in Seattle. Both games possible previews of first-round playoff matchups. Meanwhile, the Bulls over the Rockets by 1. We'll send you back to Houston for the second half right after these messages from your local station.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential, bringing strength and stability to America's families through insurance, healthcare, real estate, and financial services.
Mafia boss John Gotti made Sammy the Bull his right-hand man.
You're a legitimate tough guy, Sammy. You're my number one.
When the mob set him up for murder,
You gave the orders. You're gonna bury me on your word.
he turned on the family.
I ain't lying. I'm gonna tell it like it is.
He's gonna challenge me! From Jane Rosenthal and Robert De Niro.
We gotta make them pay.
Based on the true story of Mafia hitman Sammy the Bull Gravano.
We, the jury, find the defendant, John Gotti.
Witness to the Mob, coming in May to NBC.
Today, Microsoft makes the internet faster. Today, the next wave in internet software is free for a month. Today you can get online faster and go where you want in no time. Today the internet is just a click away.
It was the best of times.
See for yourself. MSN Premier is free for a month when you call 1-800-722-8226. Microsoft helps you make the most of the internet right on your Windows 95 base PC with sound, motion, and more. Send email that gets through. Get the news as it happens. Plan and book a trip. Manage your investments. And find exactly what you want with Microsoft Internet Explorer. Call 1-800-722-8226 for your free month today. You'll get a free CD with the latest internet software from Microsoft.
It's just really extraordinary to see what you can do.
And unlimited hours online. Free for a month. So call today, and you're on your way.
You're watching NBC America via satellite.
You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Back in Houston with Doug Collins and Isaiah Thomas, I'm Bob Costas, and quickly we turn from ourselves to the Miller Lite halftime stats. Here they are.
I think the stat that really jumps out if you're Chicago is you have to be ecstatic that Bill Winnington and Dickie Simpkins have combined for 17 points. Olajuwon 14, so they're +3 at that matchup. And the Rockets are shooting the ball exceptionally well in the first half. 6 for 16 from the three-point line, but only 2 offensive rebounds. So they've missed 23 shots, only got 2 of them back. They also have 11 turnovers. That's a concern.
And the leading scorers.
Doug, Ahmad talked to Olajuwon last night, and he told him this is the first week that he's playing pain-free. You can see he's scoring well, he's rebounding well, he's starting to move well. And you got to force-feed Olajuwon. You got to ride him when he's playing this well.
Heading for the third quarter, the Bulls in front by a point. And we'll return to Houston after this.
Tonight, the world is full of light, with suns and moons all over the place. Tonight, tonight.
Let's just be friends.
Tonight, tonight, there's only you tonight.
This spring, get ready to get scared. Because this Friday, she's back. Species 2, rated R. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
I can't give up. I can't be denied. I can't get down.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers, because nothing handles your hunger better. Hungry? Why wait?
We're so glad you're coming, dear. She's on her way.
And Grandpa can't wait to see you.
The 1998 Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Here she comes.
It's uncommonly fast and fun to drive. And it makes quite an entrance.
Grandma! Grandpa! I'm here!
Right now, financing as low as 2.9% APR is available on any new 1998 Mitsubishi.
Comes to Chapman, almost overthrown Chapman, long shot up. To Stockton, Stock for 3. Stock, got it, unbelievable. Oh, around their feet, they love it. Playoff excitement is in the air.
Ahmad Rashad back in Houston where the Bulls lead the Rockets by 1. Phil Jackson told his team at halftime they were going to have to step it up and match the physical play of the Houston Rockets. Also, try to get more second shots. Now, Rudy Tomjanovich has told his team very happy with their defensive effort in the first half, but what they want to do is double Michael Jordan more, especially when he's down in the post, and also keep pounding the ball inside to Hakeem Olajuwon because they feel that's where the mismatch is. Bob?
Ahmad, thanks a lot. Michael with 16 in the first half. For the sake of argument, let's assume he ends the season with the same scoring average he has now, 28-5. Shaquille O'Neal is less than a point behind him now at 27-8. If Michael holds steady, Shaquille would have to average a little more than 34 points a game in the last 7 or 8 games the Lakers have remaining. to overtake him. An interesting scenario could develop because on the second to last day of the season, a Saturday night in Chicago, the Bulls play their 82nd and final game against the Knicks. Shaquille O'Neal will then know going into the Lakers' final game against Utah how many points he might need in order to win the title. But of course, that game could also, in theory, be important in terms of team goals for the Lakers, and that might get in the way of Shaq going on a personal rampage. These are updated numbers, including Shaq's performance in an overtime win for the Lakers at Detroit. He had 35 today against the Pistons.
You know, Bob, that scenario happened one time before on the last day of the season between George Gervin and David Thompson. I think David Thompson threw in 70, and I think George Gervin came back that night and had 63 or 64 to nudge him out. So that wouldn't be the first time that happened. But the operative word there was if Michael Jordan holds steady. When have you ever known him to do that, back down off that?
Well, if he wins his 10th scoring title, it will be by the slimmest margin of any of those scoring championships that he's had.
I think the stakes are so high that neither one of those players will think about the scoring title. I think they both think about the team goals and the importance of home court advantage.
Bill Wennington quickly picks up his third personal as the third quarter begins.
They've got to keep Wennington on the floor because he's such an offensive weapon for them today. He's going to be very careful not to pick up his fourth.
That's why you got to put it in Olajuwon's hands right now. You got to understand the foul situation, and if you're a point guard, you got to put it in his hands.
Olajuwon misses long, and Harper clears it. Houston is without two important players today, Matt Bullard and Roderick Rhodes, both hurt. Jordan, 18.
See, he makes the game so easy, Bob. He doesn't, because he can shoot the ball, because he can score in a myriad of ways, he doesn't have to work so hard. He'll save that push for the last 4 or 5 minutes when it gets down to crunch time. He just raises up and shoots a little jumper.
Olajuwon into the lane. A second chance. They don't get many offensive rebounds. The team was able to follow his own there.
The key was the entry pass. Able to stay on the post, feed it into him so he didn't pull him off the post, and he was able to wheel inside. And when he did miss the shot, he was close enough to follow it up.
Elion Jordan. 20 for Michael. Chicago by 3. Olajuwon with a nice pass to Drexler.
It was nice movement, nice back cut by Drexler. But the key, Olajuwon again, putting it on the floor and attacking, drawing the defense. Every time he gets the ball, he has to attack Wennington in some way.
Rodman. No luck for him. Olajuwon throws it away. No one even in the vicinity. Chicago by 1. Harper. He's averaging almost 10 points a game. That's his highest as a Bull. Of course, there was a time with the Cavaliers and the Clippers when he was the main option, and he was a consistent 20-point scorer.
The Rockets have come out of the locker room with a lack of energy. They got to pick back up the energy where they left off at in the first half and get back to work.
And Willis is fouled by Harper.
Let's watch Michael Jordan's last 2 baskets. He catches the ball, just takes an easy look, jumps up, makes the jump shot, doesn't have to expend too much energy. This time he catches it in the post. Now they want to double team him. Maloney can't get there because Michael spins away baseline, so the double team does no good. The next possession they come back, they try to double again. They throw out to Harper, a couple little bounces, he hits the little jump shot. So the Bulls right now are in a rhythm offensively that they weren't in the first half, once again going through Michael Jordan.
Willis cuts it to 2.
You know, Jordan is not only the best player in the league, he's the smartest player also.
Gives it up to Wennington, who can't finish it. Olajuwon's pass for Ellie, can't handle it cleanly. Now he winds up hoisting one from a corner that goes in and out.
See, Chicago has no shot blockers on the floor. They're seducing Houston into taking those three-point shots. They got to put it on the floor and drive it to the basket.
Jordan given room on the baseline, and he has 22.
But what you missed there about the footwork, I mean, he started to come out and take a little dribble handoff from Wennington. The guy jumped out and he back cut him and just take the little shot, what was there with the jump shot. That was beautiful, but he makes it look so easy.
Into the lane, Ellie, fouled by Michael.
Watch Michael Jordan here. You see Mario Ellie, and Michael's going to go like he's going to get a handoff. Boom, a little back cut, gives him a little shove, steps back and shoots the jump shot. How easy it is for the great ones.
Michael had a bit of a dip at midseason in terms of his scoring, but he's picked it up again lately. 41 on Friday night against Minnesota. 22 here early in the third.
See, Michael has 22 points on 11 field goals. He has not attempted a free throw yet. When he will get to the free throw line will be in the fourth quarter. That's when he'll put his body on the line and take the punishment come fourth quarter. Right now, he's getting his points the easy way.
Wennington fouled by Willis, who grimaces knowing that he gave up a cheap foul.
That was just a bad reach in by Willis. He got beat early in the play, found himself out of position, and his mind was telling him, oh, I got to do something, so he reached in and fouled.
Michael stumbled a bit, gathers himself, gets it back from Rodman, but rejected by Olajuwon.
It's good to see Olajuwon move in the way he's moving. He gets beat here, and he gets back in time to block the shot. A month ago, he didn't have that movement.
That is so typically Michael Jordan. He felt he was fouled on Olajuwon's block. And look at him. He's still griping about it. So the second he touches the ball, he has something for everybody. For the officials, for the opponents. Here, take that.
See, that pass, Maloney had to take that ball down to the baseline. Olajuwon had Wennington sealed on his back. Maloney's supposed to drive that ball down to the baseline, make the little bounce pass into Olajuwon for the layup.
Second illegal defense, so Mario Ellie will shoot the technical. The Rockets are a terrific free throw shooting team. That's one of their great strengths, their three-point shooting and their free throw shooting.
So the Rockets draw to within 3 at 54-51 and keep the ball. Drexler with the dish to Olajuwon, and Pippen arrives with a great defensive play.
The help and recover of Chicago, they're so quick. One man steps up to help. Scottie Pippen's back to recover.
That's called trust, and that's developed through years and years of playing with one another. I've got yours, you help me, I'll help you.
Olajuwon. Drexler. And Clyde brings them to within 1. He has 11. Michael. He's hit 5 of 6 and scored 10 of their 12 points in this quarter.
You got to double team him now. You got to double team him, triple team him. You got to send the whole team at him now because Doug, he's hot.
Well, Rudy will have a chance to think about it.
Knicks Heat, then Rockets Sonics, next Sunday on NBC.
Hey, how's it going? Can't complain.
It's the rugged SUV with a smooth ride.
Hank, can I borrow your eyebrow pencil?
The Montero Sport, one of the sport utility vehicles from Mitsubishi. Now financing as low as 2.9% APR is available on any new 98 Mitsubishi.
Bobby, looks like you found a home in Bakersville. Holy Toledo, Bob. You've been traded to the Torpedoes. They love you.
Just because you're always on the go
Shreveport, Bobby, Shreveport. It's a good trade, kid.
doesn't mean you can't take along the KFC chicken you crave. Pick up boneless all-white meat Colonel strips. For a limited time, grab 3 crispy strips, wedges, and a Pepsi for just $2.99. They're ready to go when you are.
2 words, Bob. Kinitsu Carp.
Isn't it time for some really good chicken?
If I've been successful.
Good day, eh? As you can see, me and my brother has a taste for real adventure, eh? Oh no, we lost one! What an idiot! Wind shear! Whoa! Here. No way! You're just trying to slow me down! I got it!
Miller Genuine Draft presents even more basketball.
Hakeem Olajuwon has been terrific today for the Rockets. You see him with great post position inside against Bill Winnington. This time the double team. He kicks it out to Mario Elie for the 3. The inside pass again. No double team. Olajuwon wheels into the lane. His knees are feeling good. They're going inside, outside. Olajuwon is looking better than he's looked in about the last 3 weeks.
And in recognition of this look inside the game, Miller Brewing Company will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. Matt Maloney with Harper on him. Willis against Jordan. Lost it to Michael. Harper hits the 3. That gives him 8 and gives Chicago a 6-point lead.
A little danger time right here. The Rockets have not been scoring enough to get behind double figures. They must get a good possession.
Elie on the give and go with Olajuwon, but he can't finish it.
See, Elie gets it to the wing, and then he picks up his dribble. You got to keep your dribble alive so you can enter it into the post or penetrate.
Winnington doesn't get the bounce.
They're so conscious of taking a 3-point shot that they pick up the dribble right at the 3-point line.
Drexler's 3. Way short.
This is what the Rockets love to do. They love to throw the ball into the post. They throw the ball into the post, and they speed cut you, and they spot up for 3-point shots. This time, Olajuwon reads the double team, finds the cutter, and Mario Elie got to finish that play. You're down 6. You're on the ropes here a little bit. You got the world champions in your building. You've got to make layups.
Michael slithers into the lane, but comes up short. Drexler sprinting back against Winnington. Doesn't quite get the roll. Claims he was hacked on the shot.
We got to give Ron Harper a lot of credit. He sprinted back and really got a piece of that shot.
Michael got inside Olajuwon, but the shot spins out. Olajuwon behind the back to Barkley.
Well, that was a perfect fast break. Put the ball in the middle of the floor, you centered it in the middle, you made one pass, you hit the trailer, and you got a layup for Barkley on the backdoor pass.
Barkley playing off the bench has just 4. In his own words, I'm not a great player anymore. I'm just a good player. Pippen, who remains a great player.
Jerry Krause, don't let that guy get out of Chicago. You got to keep Jordan and Pippen together.
Mario Elie. And they lose it. Houston's 14th turnover against only 5 for Chicago. Fran Blindberry, a columnist with Jordan on the run, laying it in. Columnist for the Houston Chronicle likened the Bulls' tour through the league is something like a group of rock stars, that's been mentioned before by others, calling them the NBA's version of the Beatles, and saying that right now, Jerry Krause is playing the role of Yoko Ono, breaking up a popular collection. The Bulls now have an 8-point lead. As we tell you that next Sunday, Easter Sunday, the NBA on NBC continues. 12:30 Eastern for showtime with Hannah, John, and Peter. Then in Game 1, the Knicks and the Heat in Miami. The three of us will be in Seattle for the second half of the doubleheader, these Rockets and the Sonics. Tuesday night, as always, there's NBA action on TNT. It's the Knicks and the Hawks. Michael Jordan, after that last breakaway basket, has 28.
Bob, the Rockets did a wonderful job defensively in the first half. The Bulls shot only 40%. That's Rocket basketball. This quarter, the Bulls are shooting 9 for 16. Are the Rockets tiring?
Ellie running one-handed is good.
Now, he learned from the last mistake he made. He had the same shot and he tried to pass it and he got the turnover. This time he took what the defense gave him.
There's the double team. They're going to force Harper to make the shot.
Go back and get him.
Got to get it out of his hands.
Too late.
Yes, sir. You got to come get him sooner than that.
Wennington follows the Jordan miss. Well, all you can do, Ellie is a very good defensive player. All you can do is just hope he misses. I mean, he just toys with everyone. Barkley is fouled. And before he comes to the line, we step aside with 2:47 to play in the third.
We all know how a dog reacts when he sees something he really likes. Unexpectedly, I've noticed the same behavior on this young man.
Down! I can't control my arm! Down! I can't control my arm!
Can you turn this into something good?
Tougher on motor oil than a police force. The extreme stress and searing heat generated by their hard driving can break down an oil in no time. That's why hard-working police forces use Castrol GTX, the first leading 10W30 to meet the tougher volatility requirements targeted for the new millennium. Because some people have more important things to worry about. Castrol GTX. Drive hard. GTX is first to meet the volatility requirements targeted for the new millennium.
Private, specialist, or sergeant. Beneath the ribbons on your chest will be the souls of those who came before. You will be an individual, but triumph as a team. You will know strength, courage, and compassion. You will win what must be won, achieve what must be done.
Be all that you can be.
You will be a soldier.
I'm late for my wedding. Can you help me out? Thanks.
You nervous a little bit?
I can't show up like this.
Maybe she'll help you out.
With our full line of sports cars, sport utility vehicles, and sedans, Mitsubishi can get you where you're going on time. Just make sure you know where you're going. Now financing as low as 2.9% APR is available on any new 98 Mitsubishi.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Miller Lite, who reminds you that whenever you feel good, it's Miller time. By KFC and the Colonel's Crispy Strips. Isn't it time for some really good chicken? And by the full line of vehicles from Mitsubishi, built for living.
Michael on his own has just about equaled the total of 3 of the 50 greatest players of all time. Here's one of them with the ball, Barkley. And another Houston turnover. He goes to the left hand and it spills out for him. Drexler from Barton. Pippen trying to get back, but Chicago gives it up. Drexler has a three, and Houston suddenly jumps back in it.
That's a huge flurry for Houston. They needed that surge. I think Isaiah talked about it. They're not with the same energy that they started the first half with. They need to get this crowd revved up. This crowd's got to drive them home today.
Ellie with the steal and the drive and the hoop. Just like that, a one-point game. Wennington silences the crowd.
Having a big guy that can step out and shoot the ball, Doug, like that is such a weapon because you're always going to get a good shot down court because the center's not going to come out.
Well, tell me about it. I had Terry Mills, who was one of the best shooters in the NBA, and it was a nightmare for opposing big guys because big guys don't like to cover out on the floor. They like to play in the paint.
Willis misses the jump hook and then fouls trying to retrieve his own miss.
There's the great steal by Ellie on back-to-back steals. One with a three, this time Ellie with the dunk, and Houston once again alive, and it's done with their defense.
Ellie says he learned to play tough defense years ago at Golden State, guarding Mitch Richmond in practice every day. But even Mitch Richmond doesn't prepare you to guard Michael Jordan. Scott Burrell. Harper. Tip back to Wennington. Pippen getting a breather here. And Drexler bumping Jordan before the shot, no basket.
Every time Jordan gets the ball and he's guarded by Drexler, he's either taking him to the basket or he's pulling up for the shot. He gets him right here on the pinch post, uses his arms to get him in position, breaks out. Now watch him pull through and just go right around him, and Drexler has to foul him. Drexler can't move his feet the way he used to move them. Used to be one of the great defenders in the league, Doug.
Remarkably, this is Jordan's first trip to the foul line after 25 field goal attempts.
When it's all said and done, Michael will shoot about 8 free throws. He used to be a guy that from start to finish of the game would drive the ball at the rim, realized he could not take that punishment over an 82-game season and come playoff time because teams were going to take such hard fouls against him. So he was able to step out, and he kept improving his shooting and improving his shooting. Now selectively he picks and chooses his spots, Bob, but when he goes in there, he's still devastating.
That's what makes the Bulls so special as a team. They're very intelligent. Michael Jordan, Ron Harper, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, those guys have PhDs when it comes to basketball.
Pressure in the backcourt from Chicago. Houston avoids the 10-second call, and Willis hits the little jump shot.
Now this last possession, what the Bulls like to normally do is they like to let Michael isolate out. They space the floor, and as the shot clock starts to wind down, they'll run a guy through. Rockets are going to run him off the ball and not let him isolate. But normally they'll run a guy through and give him an opposite side to be able to attack.
Three seconds to shoot. Jordan wins. Rodman runs it down. And Burrell hits the last shot of the quarter.
That's why Dennis Rodman is so big for you. He'll track down loose balls, offensive rebounds, and give you a chance to make a big shot.
Emmanuel Davis from beyond half court. Big basket by Burrell to give them a 5-point cushion heading into the fourth. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Hey, how's it going? Can't complain.
It's the rugged SUV with a smooth ride.
Hank, can I borrow your eyebrow pencil?
The Montero Sport, one of the sport utility vehicles from Mitsubishi. Now, financing as low as 2.9% APR is available on any new 98 Mitsubishi.
There are times when it becomes a battle of will. When gaining ground means losing blood. When exhilaration meets exhaustion. When the vision of your goal is blurred only by the tears in your eyes. And either you have it in you, or you don't. Gatorade. Is it in you?
What if it were me? What if things were different? If I weren't healthy? Or if I never got the opportunity? What if my mother didn't teach me to take time and give back? These are the things I ask myself. The things that help me keep it real. Volunteer to improve your community. Team up.
Join us for America's most watched news magazine.
Dateline tonight.
It's only a little scratch.
Here a scratch, there a scratch, everywhere a scratch. And they're all an eyesore. What you need is GS27 Scratch Remover. It's new from Duralube. GS27 gets rid of those surface scratches and paint swirls quickly and easily. Simply rub it into the scratch, then polish to a beautiful finish. The scratch is gone. GS27 is not an abrasive, and it works wonders on any color. Would you do this to a brand new car? Ouch! But GS27 removes that ugly scratch quickly and easily. It'll even remove paint scrapes and unsightly rust. GS27 is only $14.95, but order now and get a second tube for only $5. That's two for just $19.95. Order now.
Call 1-800-930-1616 or send check or money order for $14.95 for one or $19.95 for two, plus $5.95 shipping to GS27 1000 Apex Street, Department GS, Nashville, Tennessee.
You're watching NBC America via satellite.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Houston had gotten to within one. Chicago opens it up again to 5 as we start the fourth.
I think here's the real key right here. Points of the quarter. After a good job in that first half, they give up 27 points in the third quarter. And one of the real keys was the offensive rebounding. After only 3 in the first half, they had 4 in the third quarter. Gave them that big shot at the end by Burrell to push the lead to 5.
Offensive foul on Dennis Rodman. It's his 4th. Michael opens the fourth quarter on the bench, but not for long. If you're just joining us, the Bulls are without Kukoc and Longley. Tony with an injured foot. Luke on the disabled list with an injured knee that's been bothering of late. Eddie Johnson connects. Houston is without Matt Bullard and the rookie Roderick Rhodes. Randy Brown dishes to Burrell, deadly from there.
He has been a real key for this team during this 11-game winning streak. He started out the year really struggling with his three-point shot. Over the last 24-plus games, shooting over 40% from the three-point line. He could be huge for them come playoff time to give them another shooter.
Johnson again. Good again.
Now Houston's second unit must step up right now and push this lead out and try to get control of this game. They can't let Chicago break out to a big lead here. They got to keep up with their second unit.
Burrell, 3 in a row for him.
See, what's going to happen is with Burrell shooting the ball like this, it'll force Rudy's hand to bring Olajuwon back too soon because he can't let this game slip away. They're down 6. And if the Bulls push it up to 8 with Olajuwon resting, it's going to force Rudy T to put him back in before he wants to. I think Barkley has to look to score. He's looking to pass out of the post. He needs to score.
Maloney. And Rodman with the rebound, his 10th of the game.
Even though Houston loves the three-point shot, they got to be able to put it on the floor, take it a little closer, and take the easy 2 as opposed to relying on the 3.
Willis fouling Pippen on the reach-in. The Bulls have lost 15 of the last 17 games they've played in Houston. They lead here by 6 with 10:07 left.
You know, with the triple post, a lot of times when the second unit comes on the floor for Chicago, they're able to maintain continuity. Most teams, their second unit come on the floor and they can't maintain offensive continuity.
Randy Brown is short with it. Loose ball battle won by Pippen.
Another multiple shot opportunity. Let's see if the Bulls can cash in. But you also see with the bench, either Michael Jordan or Scotty are always on the floor to stabilize that unit.
Pippen with a 3.
See that loose ball, Bob, what it did, it gave him 3 points. Those little hustle plays, the play at the end of the quarter gave him 2. That's 5 points and now a 9-point game.
Now here comes the knockout punch for Chicago, for Houston. If they're not careful right here, Scotty would come down and probably launch another 3 to knock him out.
He's thinking about it. Barkley and Johnson are there on it. This is a 2, but it gives them an 11-point lead. The game's biggest at 81-70, and immediately Rudy T asks for a timeout.
Go to the net, NBA.com.
Like a rock. Hey, when are you gonna buy a new truck and sell me this one? You know you deserve a new truck, man. Oh, come on, man. You know, I've been asking you for years, how much you want for it? You know, ballpark, what do you think? I mean, you gonna keep it forever? Come on. Great.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
I think I might know someone who can take it off your hands for you.
Really?
Athlete's foot. It's a predator made up of many types of fungus that eat your feet alive. But there's a potent weapon that doesn't just cure some, it kills them all. Lotrimin AF, the killer cure. Lotrimin AF, the brand doctors recommend most. Full prescription strength medicine, Lotrimin AF is so powerful, it doesn't just kill some causes, it kills them all. Lotrimin AF, the killer cure.
There is a war going on, and the battlefield is your yard. To win this war, you'll need the most powerful equipment. You'll need the very best supplies. You'll need guaranteed low prices. Who has the power to bail out the troops? The Home Depot.
With AT&T One Rate, it costs $2.40 to make a 16-minute call from Miami to Chicago. With 10321, it's $4.47. With One Rate, it costs $1.20 to make an 8-minute call from Boston to Dallas. With 10321, it's $2.23. Surprised? Don't be. Most calls from home cost less with One Rate, without dialing any extra digits. Now, what state would you rather be in? If you don't have One Rate, get it today.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By AT&T, it's all within your reach. And by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
The Bulls have pushed their lead to 11 with Michael Jordan resting, so Phil Jackson will continue to buy precious minutes with him on the bench. Scottie Pippen with a big flurry. But look at the shooting. Chicago in the second half, 57% after a 40% first half. I think the Rockets have worn down. I think that the Bulls' relentless pressure, and they're finally getting better shots, and they've just worn them down.
Drexler with a basket for Houston, but they still trail by 9. Michael had a 14-point third quarter. He's resting now. Meanwhile, Olajuwon is just 1 of 4 in the second half for 2 points. Pippen for 3. Burrell. Oh, has he been huge in the last several minutes?
See, the Pippen 3 is another knockout punch. When you have the momentum going, you come out and you try to seal it with a 3. He missed the 3, but Burrell was able there to follow up.
Drexler. Rodman was able to knock it out of bounds.
Now what has happened here, Doug, is that Chicago is a smarter team. They stay with Jordan. Now they've gone to Pippen. You see Olajuwon coming back into the game. Houston went away from Olajuwon. They didn't force feed him, therefore they got out of the game.
Well, Olajuwon now is going to have to give him a big spurt. There's no question about that. But they're going to have to do it, Isaiah, with their defense. I know I keep harping upon that, but the Rockets are not going to get into an offensive match with Chicago right now and be able to win that battle. They've got to shut them down here.
Eddie Johnson at the line, shooting 2.
And coming up next on Dateline, a search for a lost golden treasure in the Middle East. Could have turned up something more interesting, perhaps historic. A Dateline adventure story coming up after the game. That's except for those of you on the West Coast who will see Dateline at 8 Pacific time. Eddie Johnson makes them both. It. He's hit 5 for 5 in the second half.
The threes are the knockout blows.
Chicago by a dozen. Expanding the lead without Jordan. And a steal by Randy Brown. Burrell on his left. Maloney cuts him off. Again, it's a 2, and it's clean.
Houston has lost their confidence. They've lost their fire. Chicago just took it all out of them.
See, what people don't realize is what a great jump shooting team Chicago is. The strength of this offense is the fact that they have so many great shooters that can space the floor and knock down those open shots. Burrell and Scotty have been terrific here with Michael resting.
Barkley, a second try, and gets the roll. The man who once declared he didn't want to be a role model is now content to be a role player. Off the bench, he has only 6. Pippen driving on Drexler.
See, look at the body language of the Houston Rockets. They've lost their energy. They're losing their composure. And right now, they've just settled in their mind that we're going to lose this basketball game. They need to play with a little bit more desperation.
Randy Brown hustling after that one. Here's Burrell to Rodman, who can't tip in his own miss. Barkley back on the run. Puts it in with the left hand. This was the first time in 12 years that Barkley did not make the All-Star team, but feels as long as he's injury-free, he still has a few more good years as he emphasizes a role player. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Winning a Corvette from McDonald's could change your life. You're traveling in style. You're mad popular. Ooh, especially with the ladies. Call me. Just play the Monopoly game at McDonald's and you could win. You just pull off the game piece. It's that easy. So play the Monopoly game from McDonald's and you could get the Corvette and all the attention.
Hey!
Oh,
get away from my Corvette.
We cool. We cool. Did somebody say McDonald's? What do you want with your fries?
Mark, if you're at the airport before my 8 o'clock flight, maybe we can talk. Otherwise, it's over.
Ah! Come on. Come on. I'll start. Oh, no. That battery.
No matter what my customers drive, they depend on AC Delco batteries. They last up to 30% longer.
I'm sure they do. Just give me the generic equivalent, okay?
AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
Oh, it's really coming down out there. Cats and dogs.
It hasn't rained this hard since last time I had to paint the garage.
Man can't work in the rain. Pity us.
Is that what you're gonna do all day?
Honey, I can't hear you. The rain's too loud.
The weatherman said it was supposed to be nice today.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
It never would have occurred to me to use an insurance agent to plan my future retirement. By putting the money in a variable annuity, I know that when I retire, I'm going to be able to draw funds from that on a monthly basis for living expenses. I'm very conscious of what company it is handling my future. because it's Prudential, and I know how solid they are, I feel very comfortable and feel very secure.
After sitting out nearly the first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, Michael Jordan returns. He's already exceeded his average of 28.5 with 30 points so far.
See, Chicago's got a lineup right now that could play in the 6-5 and under league right now. They've really gone small.
Burrell, who has been nothing but big in this second half.
That's the killer in Chicago. Not only do they knock you out, now we're going to bury you.
Burrell has really asserted himself, not just in this game, but the last 6 weeks or so. He's really been a factor for the Bulls. And Michael was fouled coming out of the pack.
See, I think what really helped him also, too, Bob, sometimes when guys get hurt, Scottie Pippen went down, he had tonsillitis, couldn't play, and Scotty Burrell got the minutes. And all of a sudden, getting those minutes, he got into a rhythm. And it's all about confidence. You know, this guy coming out of high school was a fantastic baseball pitcher, Bob. There was a lot of question of whether or not he was going to go be a Major League Baseball player.
In fact, he pitched in Toronto's minor league system for a while, and Seattle, the Mariners, also had interest in him before he decided to concentrate solely on basketball. Off Michael's miss, Rodman can't save it, so I guess Burrell and Michael can compare baseball notes on a long flight. Barkley. And Rodman with the rebound, which is his 11th.
So they're going into the post to Michael right now, and they've got the three-point shooters on the floor. And they're going to say double team this, and we're going to shoot the three. And Burrell has done that so very well in this quarter.
Kerr misses the running one-hander. Brent Price has it, but not for long as Burrell steals it. And now a smattering of boos from the crowd that was so psyched at the beginning of the game. Jordan, 32 plus a foul.
Dennis Rodman was very fortunate. I thought he got away with a little bit of a moving screen, but Michael gets right behind it, and Charles Barkley jumps right into him. And see Rodman excited. You know, the one thing that's really special about this Bulls team, amongst many things, is, you know, they have a group of guys who really love to play basketball. And I think it brings energy, it brings excitement, along with their greatness. But, you know, they're such an energetic team.
That's the key to their longevity. That's why Rodman and Jordan can come out at age 35 and 36 and lead the league in rebounding, lead the league in scoring, because they really love what they're doing. They're not doing this for money. They're not doing this for show. They like to come in and play basketball on a Sunday night or a Sunday afternoon or a Tuesday or Monday.
What about Wednesday and Thursday?
They would do it then, too.
There you go. Kerr missing on his specialty. He's the all-time leader in three-point accuracy in league history. Drexler denied by Burrell.
See, look at him fight. Burrell, Rodman diving out of bounds, fighting for the loose balls. They're up close to 20 points, and they're still giving the effort on every single play.
You know, Isaiah, this team has gone through a lot of injuries this year. We talk about the Rockets' injuries, but when you talk about Longley being out, Pippen being out, Kerr being out, Kukoc being out, the constants have been this season is the brilliant job that Phil Jackson has once again done with his team, but the indomitable spirit of Michael Jordan that just wills his teammates to, regardless of the situation, that they're going to win. They're not going to find a reason to lose, but they are going to win.
Perhaps without the spring in their legs at this point, Olajuwon, Barkley, and Ellie all miss.
I felt that they got tired, Bob. I thought they played a very emotional, a very good first half. And my concerns going into that was, were they going to get tired? And I think they just got worn down in the second half, Isaiah.
Yeah, they got worn down, but that just shows you how great Jordan and Rodman is and what type of condition they're in, because all the guys that you're talking about, Doug, they're all the same age.
Burrell. That's his first miss of the game.
That's one of those heat check shots right there, Bob. You want to find out just how hot you are.
Drexler to the left hand. Nice move. the future coach of the Houston Cougars, now has 20. Inside 3 minutes to play in the game. Jordan on the run, off the glass, 35.
Oh my. Oh
Plus
my.
the foul. And a timeout before he tries to complete the three-point play.
Everything he can do.
He's the real thing.
And everything he is.
This kid is heaven sent.
He owes to the man.
Go strong anyway. Show me what you got.
He can't forgive.
Hello, son.
Denzel Washington.
Everything you got from me, boy.
In the story of the father.
God forgets. When will you? Never.
The son.
You just like everybody else. I ain't like everybody else. Everybody else ain't your father.
And the holy game.
The guy's unbelievable. He got game.
He got game. A Spike Lee joint, rated R. Starts May 1st at theaters everywhere.
I can't give up. I can't stop trying to fly. I can't get down.
Hello?
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers, because nothing handles your hunger better.
Oh, hey, little man. Think you can run inside and tell somebody to get some... Hey!
Hungry? Why wait?
Thanks, Dad.
You can't do this with Caravan.
Thanks.
You can't do it with Windstar.
Thanks, Pop. A little help?
Only the Chevy Venture is available with a remote control sliding side door. It's the perfect accessory for the overworked father. Now you can get low 1.9% APR financing on Chevy Venture, a Consumer's Digest Best Buy 2 years in a row. Chevy Venture, let's go.
Please don't drive drunk.
Tonight on NBC.
I thought I'd be in better hands with you. So what happens, Detective?
Figure out who's trying to kill you.
William Baldwin and Cindy Crawford, the NBC theatrical premiere.
That was a good ride, Dave.
Fair game, NBC tonight. Parental discretion advised.
Dennis Rodman has played every minute of the game to this point. Jordan at the line trying to complete a three-point play. He's a 79% free throw shooter. That's a low figure for him, but his mark has been on the rise since midseason. Think of it this way. If Shaq made even around 60% of his free throws, he'd already have the league lead in scoring without doing anything else. Rodman knocks it away from Drexler. Jordan has 36 now, answering the 35 that Shaq put on the Pistons earlier today.
And don't believe that Michael didn't know that either. It's a team game and he knows that, but he's going to get a few here at the end.
Shaq dropped 50 on the Nets the other day to serve notice that he's looking for that scoring title. Ovella Harrington misses. Ellie from Barkley with that set shot of his, no good. Gets it back from Drexler. He was fouled and the basket counts. Mario Ellie now with 17. He and Olajuwon, the only significant players left who were parts of both of the championship teams in '94 and '95. Next Saturday at 4 Eastern, NBC Sports presents the International Team Gymnastics Championships. Former Olympian Blaine Wilson leads the American squad against world power China. And the always tough Romanian team will also be there. That's the International Team Gymnastics Championships next Saturday on NBC. Three-point play for Ellie. Inside 2 minutes. Jordan with 38.
Set him up on the footwork, then reverse spin, caught the lob and dunked.
Barkley from Price.
I tell you, I sit here and I marvel, Bob. I had an opportunity to coach the guy for 3 years, and to see the way this man still plays the game.
There's 40.
It's incredible. I mean, I don't even know what you say about the guy.
All you can do is just sit back, watch, and enjoy. Get a big box of popcorn.
Pippen intercepts it, takes it all away, and Ellie fouls him. Maybe we shouldn't say anything. Maybe we should just look at it and savor it.
Now, did you see him set him up on the reverse? Fake like he was coming up. He and Scotty made eye contact. That's why you got to keep Batman and Robin together. Fly, here he comes. Bam. And the amazing thing, you look at him, he's not even tired. He's not even breathing hard.
But, you know, that's because he's expanded his game so much, Isaiah, that he doesn't have to fight defenses anymore. He takes what the defense gives him, and great players do that. They learn to expand their games so that they have weapons, more than one, and Michael has got them all. You know, post up, jump shooting, three-pointers.
Kerr fouled Price intentionally so that play would be stopped and Judd Bushler could get into the game, along with Keith Booth, whom they've just put back on the active roster. Pippen sits down with exactly half Jordan's total. He had 20, Michael with 40. Michael now in 2 games against Houston this year, the only 2 you play against opponents from the other conference during the regular season, had 45 at home and now 40 here, and he's had consecutive 40-point games. He had 41 2 nights ago against the T-Wolves.
When you look at scoring in the second half, after the Rockets had done such a superb job defensively, holding the Bulls to 40% in the first half and 44 points, the Bulls have scored 61 points in the second half, and their field goal shooting and their shot selection has been so good, but they have just stayed in some kind of rhythm. And this has to be a concern, Isaiah, for Rudy T as they go into the playoffs, because come playoff time, they're going to either see Utah or Seattle in that first round.
I think they'll struggle with both those teams because their guard play is so superb. With Stockton or Payton, I don't think Price or Maloney could keep up with either one of those guys.
Kerr to Burrell, and now Keith Booth. Air ball on his first shot. The second-year man from Arkansas Little Rock, Joe Stevens, is in, and the ancient Charles Jones is also in the game. Stevens with the shot and the bucket. Charles Jones is on the floor. He turned 41 the day before yesterday. One of 4 brothers to play in the league. Caldwell, Will, and Major. Plus Charles, the 4 Jones boys. Keith Booth gets his first 2.
I played with 2 of the Jones boys, Major and CJ.
Emmanuel Davis misses a 3. And the ball out of bounds to Houston. Charles Jones was named a while back to the all-time CBA team. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Stevens for 3 and hits it out of the corner. So he throws a quick 5 into the scorebook.
It'll be interesting to see if this week of practice, when we see the Rockets next week, if they're a better team when we go up to Seattle, does this week of practice help them? Will the big 3, you know, now have a chance this week to be a better team when we see them next Sunday?
Or does this serve notice officially and finally, with this their 6th consecutive defeat, that the glory days are long past and that there is no reserve in the tank to call upon? This was a 1-point game at halftime. The building was jumping, and Houston actually had a small edge in terms of the overall pace of play in the first half. But with Michael scoring 14 in the third, Chicago opened it up, and then they blew it completely open in the fourth. Keith Booth makes them both. Chicago hit 57% from the floor in the second half. Brent Price. Emmanuel Davis is denied by Scott Burrell. And that'll do it. When we come back, Ahmad will talk with Michael Jordan. The final, the Bulls 109 and the Rockets 94. Phil Jackson's team has won a dozen in a row.
Somewhere, some poor slob's punching a time clock. He don't know what he's missing.
Come on, get up, son. We gotta go.
Meet Dan Wolf, champion bull rider. This is what he does. This is what he drives. Pretty nice life. Chevy S10, like a rock.
Hey guys, welcome to your world. Ever wonder why it's so full of sweat? Fact is, guys sweat 40% more than women. That's why there's a whole new Speed Stick. Speed Stick Ultimate. It's antibacterial, so it kills the germs that cause odor. In this world, getting rid of sweat and odor is the ultimate goal. New Speed Stick Ultimate. Kills odor, protects guys.
Ahmad Rashad back in Houston with Michael Jordan, who just scored 40 points in this contest. And Michael, it seemed to me that Houston played you pretty tough the first half, and then in the second half, you guys seemed to turn it on.
I think we got a good feel for them. I think, last time we faced this team, they didn't have Drexler, they didn't have Olajuwon, and, and Barkley's coming off the bench this time. So, I mean, it was a different feel for us, and I think after the first half, we made adjustments, and they didn't make adjustments, and I think that was the difference of the ballgame.
Games like this have to be a little bit tough for you guys. Playing a team like this is certainly going to be up for you.
Yeah, I think we're playing a veteran basketball team, and we both are old in terms of team. We feel we're a little bit more healthier than they are, and that means we can run a little bit more. And we tried to run a little bit in the second half, and I think that opened up the game.
Now, you promised Charles Barkley his shoes. Are you giving them to him?
Oh, yeah, he can get them. I'm going to certainly put the score on the side of it, though, because the last thing he said last night that, we may have 5 championships, but he want the last win if that so happens to be the last one.
All right, Michael, congratulations to you. We'll see you on. All right, back to you, Bob.
Well, he might as well get the shoes, because they certainly kicked Houston around in the second half. A final word when we come back.